Hey guys, Tomboy61, and today we have the wonderful Montana back in our port. She's been in the port for a while, but she's been in a mothballed status just because I didn't want to spend the money to outfit her. But then I was like, you know what? I'm missing those accurate guns of Montana. I miss them, so we're gonna go ahead and spend the money, get her back into ship shape, combat condition. And this was our first game out in her, and it goes well. It goes really, really well. If you're not aware, our commander build for this is going to be William Sins with Scharnhorst and the wonderful Nikolai von Essen. Scharnhorst help with the accuracy just a little bit, and von Essen taking those pen angles and making them even better. Because let's be clear, the majority of your time you're going to be firing AP. You can fire HE out of these guns. You absolutely can, and I think we do in this game. But what this ship is known for is its AP, because well, it's an Iowa, that thing we're aiming on out there. But we decided to add one more gun. And speaking of the Iowa, it's sitting fairly broadside. We just need to be spotted one more time. He just fired his guns. So we're clear to go ahead and give it a salvo. We aim just a little bit up because it looks like he's turning just on out. And those shells are flying true. And we open with a Citadel shot taking out nearly, not nearly half, but a good chunk, like a third of his health. He's down to about a third of his health, which is most excellent as far as an opening salvo goes. As far as what's going on in the game, we can see we spawned over on the right hand side. Our team has decided to kind of follow us along there, and we will just try to deal with these ships. We have an Alaska, an Iowa, and a Jean Bart coming on this flank. And then we don't know quite where the mid on the enemy team is going to go, but we've kind of flooded this seaside, so we need to go ahead and take the sea cap, or at least try to push in once we're able to clear out these ships. Alaska on the enemy team doing a good job taking up a fairly good defensive position, making it so that the majority of us can't shoot at him using that island. Good positioning on him, because there are a lot of big guns on our team that will happily punch holes in him. Our shots fired just short there. We end up getting a couple of ricochets. We come to a full stop and then hit full forward, trying to kind of juke some of these shots, and we take a good number of shots right there, mainly because we are in a crosshair with the Yamato. Alaska pulled out just a little bit too far, and well, the center of his ship is calling for some shells, so we're going to go ahead and deliver them. We only get 2 hits, but we've tagged him with a little bit of damage. Jean Bart out there, go ahead and take a shot at those front turrets. Maybe we can go ahead and start weakening down their HP pool so that they can be deleted a little bit later. And now we see what the enemy is bringing from mid. It is 2 Yamatos, which is a little bit scary. Enemy Yamato right now, he is somewhat broadside. We have plenty of range to reach out and touch him. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of a broadside Yamato and just start firing. Sadly, we get all shatters on that belt. Aim just a little bit higher. Just try to get those to arc into the superstructure, because we know we can get some damage in there. Get a couple of hits. Four hits. We're up to 46,000 damage, and that's all good. Jean Bart goes down. That Brandenburg is pushing hard and good on him. He knows he's a brawling battleship, and he's taking advantage of it. And this Alaska was like, you know what, Tommy boy, you are not checking. You are not keeping an eye on your flanks. You're messing up right here. And he takes a very good advantage of us. Thankfully for us, we don't get hit in the Citadel right there, but we do need to start paying attention. We see this Alaska comes right on behind that island. We're like, okay, he's going to turn in. He's going to come bow in. Though if he does do that, he is going to be opening himself up broadside to the other battleship that's off to our port side. He turns out, and thankfully we were able just to wipe him there. We let go of our second shot right here. Sadly, because of flight time, we're going to miss out on that double strike. But with 2 half salvos, we get 2 kills, and we've all but eliminated everything on our flank. As far as ships goes, we are 1 in the lead, but we have yet to capture C. The enemies have captured B, so we need to make it a priority to, 1, come around and capture C, and then start dealing with what I'm going to call an incursion down at A, as they have not really overloaded, but they've done a good job down at A. They haven't, I don't think they lost a single ship over at A through their push, so we need to get on down there and start trying to stop this push, because we've kind of made this a very left versus right map, and now we are down on ships, so we do need to be worried. We do also kind of want to stay in these islands. That Yamato is something we do not want to give too much broadside to, just because of its ability to overmatch. We want to keep that main island in the center between the two of us, and then we can concentrate on angling towards the cluster of enemies that are down below. Thankfully, as of now, our team isn't too much of a black hole. There is me and the Yamato are kind of on a collision course trying to get to sea, just because I think we're both aware that, hey, the enemy team is in the lead, both on ships and on points. Or no, we're tied on ships now, but they are ahead on points, and they can continue to pull that because they have a positive delta in those points. So we need to get into sea, cap C. Once we do that, we can go ahead and do our business elsewhere, try to start eliminating their ships. Alaska now within range. Thankfully, we have some killer range on the Montana, and we can deliver some beautifully accurate fire. Alaska just at the right angle where we can get some pretty good AP hits on him, and well, he goes down with a Citadel shot. He's now, we're now up by one ship. That P-Bag, realizing, you know what? I may be outgunned in this moment, and he has thrown it into full reverse. We're going to take some shots at him while we can. We haven't quite gotten the range on the, oh wait, no, Yamato comes into our range. We're like, okay, Yamato's the bigger threat, right? Between the Peter Bagration would be a threat if we had some destroyers in the match, because he could, use his radar on those destroyers, but there's none of those for him to really worry about. So Yamato is going to be the target. Also, Peter Bagration, not exactly the most well-armored ship. We should be able to deal with him pretty handily. Yamato, we're getting some great hits up into that superstructure, and that's exactly what we want, and we just need to be careful here with us being able to be overmatched by some angles on that Yamato, and that's what we kind of just need to be a little bit careful of. Speaking of on the other side of the map, that Brandenburg went ahead and took out that other Yamato, so good on him. He made some impressive pushes, and if it wasn't for him, we would not be in this game. And now we can see we have started to enter a crossfire. That Alaska also taking a pretty clever arrangement, or a pretty clever position as far as making sure that he's protected, and we need to start splitting the difference. We're going to keep an eye on the Yamato, kind of give more of a nose in towards the Alaska, just because he has a little bit more health. He's the one who we'll probably have to worry about a little bit more, and that Yamato doesn't seem to be concentrating on us as of now, but as he starts to turn his attention our way, and as we've kind of pushed into this island, we've cut off the angle that Alaska is comfortable pushing out with, because there's so much firepower on his end. We're safe to then nose into the Yamato, fire our last salvo into the Yamato, take him down, bringing us up to the 4th kill. Now we need to swing these guns around, because we can see we have a Peter Bagration and we have that Alaska to go after, and we are one short of the Kraken, and that is what we will be going for now, because, well, 4v2, we got the numbers advantage. We have a pretty decent chunk of our health still around. It's now time for us to push. Front guns are over the island. We're able to push in. Peter Bagration does have torpedoes, I believe, but given that he's Russian, nothing we really need to worry about as far as range goes as of yet. We do need to be worried as he starts to push in, but he doesn't have really the armor to stand up for us, but we're still going to go ahead and turn out just in case those torpedoes have the range. We just want to kind of make it so that he can't hit us. We overturn right here. We only get one gun on target, and we just barely miss out. Fire ends up finishing off the Peter Bagration, and well, now to get that Kraken, we are going to have to go after this full health Alaska. And now it's time to kind of decide our angle of attack on this Alaska. We can see our team mainly off to the right. We need to try to establish a crossfire against this Alaska. I believe our Alaska has a pretty good position that has him nailed down. There's Peter Progression's torpedoes that we wanted to make sure we stood clear of, and we did. This enemy, or this friendly Yamato right here, taking up a position of a little bit longer, but we want to push in. We know the Alaska doesn't have torpedoes, so we don't need to worry about a torpedo issue. We just need to worry about having our guns ready to go, and we need to start to apply pressure. And given where everyone else is and their movements, it looks like we are going to be the ones who have to push in and apply that pressure to dig him out. He's taking up a fairly good defensive position, right? He's using the island as cover, making it so that only that other Alaska can really have an effective shot on him, or at least that's where it felt like he was, or at least when he was taking up that position. He's protecting his broadside with the island. This Alaska player is playing smart. We just now need to dig him out, and thankfully he doesn't have torpedoes to prevent us really rushing him. Not that you would usually rush in a battleship, but this is where we are. You know, you got to use the tools that you have, and you know, when every nail or when everything looks like a nail, you use everything's a hammer, I think the phrase is. And well, when he's dug in like this, we're just gonna have to use the hammer that is the Montana, and we will happily do that as we push in at full speed. We do need to just be kind of cautious and wait, because we know he does have a radar and he does have a sonar, so we could easily probably see him activating that sonar as we get closer, just in order to keep us spotted and give him at least a little bit of extra information, or at least that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. We've gone ahead and swung our guns to one side, but we can now see he has actually decided to go the full reverse. And our Cleveland is so that cruiser up there wasn't Alaska, it was a Cleveland. Our Cleveland now has a pretty good shot on him, and now we just need to worry about getting around this island. Of course, he is going to most likely favor bowing into our side, just because there are 3 ships by us and only that Cleveland kind of off on his flank, and that is who you know, that we are the ones who it makes sense to go ahead and angle into, just because we are where the majority of the threat is. So we're getting around this island finally. Alaska already set on fire because, well, he's facing Cleveland, and we all know what happens when you face Cleveland. Go ahead, put out our first AP salvo. We do okay damage with it, and we're just going to go ahead, let this next salvo go. I think we do end up flipping over to HE at some point, just because he does tend to stay bow in, though at this point he's also starting to give us a little bit of broadside, which is tempting. We're going to start going off to the left-hand side of this. We're trying to split the difference between all the ships, make it so that he can't angle against all of us, and we just need to get as far horizontal as possible. We just don't want to risk him showing us giving him too much broadside where he can really punish us, because those Alaska guns, they can absolutely do some damage to a broadside battleship. But he's not looking our way. Only a minute left, 1 salvo gone, and well, that's it. That's the Confederate, that's the Kraken, and that is a wonderful game in the Montana. A fantastic ship, and one that I just forgot how much fun it really is to take out. Guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.